Canada. Supposed to hit 30 degrees Celsius today. Yesterday, we maxed out around 28, something like that. And today is going to be a little bit, the humidity's low. Palm trees are happy, got to keep them watered. But overall, the garden is just extremely jungle-like. And I love it in the mornings the best because this jasmine here is so fragrant. And like I say, I wish you could smell this jasmine. Look at the growth. This stuff grows like a frickin' weed. And just absolutely loaded with flowers. There's the sunrise. Oh, man, it is so heavenly, the scent. And if you've never smelled jasmine before, you have to. Hey, Logan, how's it going? It's just loaded with flowers, these vines. And it's sunrise here. It's early morning, 6 a.m. for work. And B&Bs are full here. Our accommodations are full. It's tourist season. It is busy, busy, busy. And I've been picking up a lot of side jobs. So I've been working on the side, gardening. I mean, not on the side, I'm retired. So I've been doing odd jobs for people, which is good. It's kind of fun. I don't mind weed eating and sitting on a John Deere mower and mowing lawn. But, you know, come out in the morning here and you have to look for slugs because slugs do this. See Wendy's hostas? And because in the morning it's sometimes a little bit of dew, the slugs like that dew. And they come out of the woodwork and they eat things like this. Look what they do. Totally destroy the hosta leaves. The black slugs are the worst. We have brown slugs. Those are brown and black are invasive species. And then there's the banana slugs. The banana slugs are actually native here. They're the big green ones. Look at the palm seedlings in here, man. Somebody, there was a guest here the other day, 2 guests. They checked out yesterday and they wanted a garden tour. And they came from somewhere else in Canada and they asked, well, what do you do in the wintertime with all these palm trees? Do you cover everything up? Do you bring them in? They asked me if I brought them in, just like whales. Yeah, slugs are a pain in the butt, James. Just a pain in the butt. But you know what? They don't like Fatsia japonica. So palms, Fatsia, ferns. They don't even like Acanthus mollusk. Acanthus, that's bear's breech. That's evergreen, believe it or not. They don't need that. Everything in here you see is evergreen, right? There's Linicera natita. That's not evergreen, that's an ostrich fern, but the camellias, and then there's Helleborus, evergreen ferns. Wendy's really big on ferns, so she plants lots of evergreen ferns around. There's a Rex rhodo right there, and then the weevils eat that, of course. Got weevils here. These aren't evergreen, that's ribes, currant, and then there's, which Wendy and I got for free quite a few years ago. We were driving just on the other side in Crofton, driving by someone's driveway, and it was sitting out at the end of the driveway, free plant. And it was not that big. It looked kind of scraggly, and Wendy and I planted it here, and it's just like, oh man, it's taken off. Yeah, Wendy's got so many ferns. They're like everywhere. She's a real fern, can I say this? She's a fern whore, meaning she loves ferns. Look at that. And she only goes for the evergreen ones. Wendy's smart that way. She likes evergreen things like I do. I'm not much into the deciduous thing. So here's a eucalyptus tree she cut down a while back. Look at it sprouting out all over. This is small leaf gum, parvula. This was a big one that came up through here, and we just keeping eucalyptus trees down to size. Otherwise, they just kind of take over. Here's some more Trachycarpus palms growing with the kiwis. And I don't know if you guys did see the Hydrangea Aspara. Really nice hydrangea. Even that's evergreen too, that grass. Sericococa rascifolia in here. That's evergreen. And there's a waggy growing in here. Look at this. Waggy right there, one of my waggies, because I don't know if this palm's actually going to make it. It started pushing out spears, and then they were just kind of rotten and full of wood. This is the palm I put here 7 years ago. I dug it out. I didn't take a big root ball. If it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't care. I was ready to cut the thing down. Wendy says, nope, just leave it. So anyway, it's too bad that the guy wanted it moved. He didn't like it close to the building. Should have just left it where it was. And I knew it would suffer because it was growing beside a huge eucalyptus black Sally tree, and the roots from the eucalyptus were going right through the palm roots. So I really couldn't take a huge root ball with it, and it really did suffer, man. So I don't know. Maybe a miracle will happen. It'll push some more spears out. If it doesn't, no big deal. Anyway, there's another evergreen fern. That one, isn't that a beauty? It stays like that all winter. And then, of course, the Fatsia. This guy's finished blooming, the big leaf magnolia. And then this is a really cool plant here too. This is a Viburnum, and that's deciduous. I planted that when it was small. It's nice though, it gets really super cool flowers. Here's the Hydrangea Aspara. You can see it right there. It's got big flowers on it and really cool leaves. And what's growing out of there? Oh, that's still Sambucus. So you can see lots of perennials too. Privets are gonna bloom. Wax leaf privets in there. Those are gonna bloom. There's more camellias in here. Daphne, this is very fragrant too, blooming. Wendy plants a lot of Daphnes. There's the heart fern in there. See that one? That's evergreen as well. Evergreen fern in there. Heuchera is not. That's herbaceous. And like I say, it's a mix mash. It is a mix mash of plants in here. And look at all the loosestrife. And there's another, actually, abutilon. So that abutilon tree's finished blooming. There's another abutilon over there that's going to start blooming. And then we have one more in the front garden. Clariodendron's going to start blooming soon. And oh, that is blooming, the hosta. Hosta la vista. Look at that. Cool. I like hostas. I like the big blue one. I think it's called Big Daddy or something like that. Super, super cool hostas. But these I'm always most impressed with is the jasmine. Jasmine are the bomb. You got to plant some jasmine, man, if you want sweet fragrance. And of course, she loves her hydrangeas, right? And oh, man, that smells good. I'll show you something. And the hibiscus, because this one's in a fair bit of shade, it always blooms a lot later. It needs to be in the sun. This is actually a really bad spot. It's healthy, but I'm not seeing any flower buds on it. The ones at the back of the house probably loaded. That's too bad. Growing like a weed. Maybe it's just going to bloom. It does bloom every year. I'm just not seeing any flower buds. Maybe they're just going to come out later. And then, of course, there is the Yucca Gigantia. Oh, and the olive. Look at this thing. Just thriving. Full of flowers. Olive tree full of flowers. One of them. We have a lot of olive trees. So there's going to be a lot of olives on this tree. Isn't that cool? I'll make sure to shoot a video when it's full of olives. Birds don't eat them off. Yeah, this yucca did really well. So over 15 years in the ground. Yucca Gigantia. Not too shabby, hey? So, and then there's the one of the many Camarops. Like I say, Camarops took a kicking. Man, did they get beat up. Camarops here look pretty good. Pretty darn good. No complaints, even though the 1 week in December was crappy. You know, there's a lot of things that did just fine, which is quite amazing. Because, you know, when you get temperatures down to -6, -8, there's a lot of plants that probably succumb to that. But some of these things are hardier than you think. Nice waggy. That's pure waggy right there. Southern magnolia. Somebody asked me for some seed the other day. None of ours have seed. I've grown southern magnolia from seed, and none of ours have seed. I've got the seed from somewhere else, and I harvested some somewhere else, and then somebody gave me some. I put this grape up here. There we go. I got to talk a little quieter. We got accommodation guests here. So anyway, we got a day up to 30 today. I'm just getting ready to go out and recycle, and I'm going to head on my motorbike, go for a ride, come back, and do some watering here. Anyway, hope everybody has a good day out there wherever you guys are. Enjoy the heat, because I know you guys are getting it a lot hotter than we are. So it'll be, like I say, 30 degrees Celsius here today, and I don't need it any hotter than that. I'm happy in the mid 20s. 22 degrees, 24 degrees is okay for me. But like I say, when you have to work in the heat, it's not fun. And when I was working the heat really does drain your energy. Really does, man. It's hard on you. Drink a lot of water. All right? Keep your gardens watered too. Don't want things to dry out. That's when they start getting stressed. All right? And stressed plants are a lot weaker when it comes to cold winters, right? You want a nice healthy plant going into winter, especially if you have a cold one coming. But we never know. Have a nice, thanks a lot there, James. I'm going to go do my stuff first in my truck, and then I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to go down to Beachside, because Beachside is for sale, which is a drag, man. I like that place. It's one of my favorite places to go. All right. You take care, everybody, and stay tuned for video on Banana JSSI. There's an update, breaking news. Breaking news. It should be uploaded soon. And check out something I discovered in our garden, which made me very happy. You'll see it on Banana JSSI this morning. Cheers to you.